brother of mine came back from England with a record called The Atomic Mr. Basie, and it was a solo on that, Lockjaw Davis on tenor sax on Whirlybird. And after hearing that, I was a jazz man. That's when I realised there's something different. There's very little jazz played in the radio. Naturally. There's only all pop as usual, you know.
What do you mean something different though?
Something you can listen to more than once and without getting bored. Just exciting and original and new.
That was the first record that your brother got you? What was the first record that you bought yourself?
Bunk Johnson and George Lewis, Tishomingo Blues.
You're also saying too that there wasn't a lot of jazz out there, so where did you buy that record?
I had to order it from, I think it might have been even Fred Hanna's in Dublin, in a bookshop. I think they sold records. It was very hard, and they're very, very expensive in those days.
How expensive?
A 78 cost something like 3 and 9. A pint of stout costs 1 and 3. So you get a 78 with 3 minutes playing was the equivalent of 4 pints of stout, which have £20 for 3 minutes. I don't like judging things by the price of the pint, but that's I judged.
So hang on, like that, so that'd be a hefty enough part of your wage packet.
My father used to give me 2 and 6 a week pocket money, so to take me 2 weeks to buy 1 3-minute jazz play.
What age were you when you bought this?
I say 14, maybe 13, 14, yeah.
And I'm guessing none of your friends listen to jazz.
A few of them. There's a few down the rock. He's a reasonably well-known singer, and DJ Curtin is singing with a show band. But he at heart he was a jazzman, but he had to go commercial, I'm afraid.
Like, you can't really sit around with your friends and talk about the latest jazz records. So there's not even now. How hard is it to find other jazz people?
I know about half a dozen, but we only meet maybe once a year at some odd concert or some. You know, it's nearly impossible to say, did you hear Oscar Peterson and Ben Webster do this, that or the other? You know, no one knows what you're talking about.
At the age of 14, you started buying records. What was the first jazz act, first band you saw?
Oh, I went to London when I was about 18, and I used to go to 100 Oxford Street, where I believed that the Stones were playing there, but I never paid any attention to them. I was there to see the jazz people, you know.
So you could have seen the Rolling Stones?
Possibly. I don't honestly know. I saw some rock bands playing there, I don't know who they were. I paid no attention to them, I'm afraid.
Who were you there to see?
Maybe Bruce Turner, maybe Humphrey Lyttelton, maybe Alex Welch, people like that. You know?
Where did you say that was? What is it? 100 Oxford Street? Was that like a jazz club?
Jazz club, yeah. And there was 6 Bells in Chelsea, 100 Oxford Street.
Right.
Ronnie Scott's actually was heaven, but it was very dear. To get in was, I'd say, about half my week's wages to get in. And then to buy a few drinks would be the other half. So I used to go in and carry a bottle with me, like and buy one drink, once the cheapest drink, and spend the night. It was great though. You could be there from 9 at night till 6 or 7 the following morning.
What kind of acts did you see in Ronnie Scott's then?
Well, this would probably mean nothing to you, but I saw Dexter Gordon, who was of the top 4 or 5 tenor saxes of all time. Oscar Peterson, I saw Ben Webster, I saw Buck Clayton, I saw Big Joe Turner, the blues singer, Ronnie Scott himself, naturally, and Tubby Hayes, the tenor player. I saw loads there. The way it was, Ronnie used to play one American star, say Dexter Gordon or Buck Clayton, and everyone else in town, when they'd finished their gigs, would come around to hear him, and it could go on till it used to go on till dawn. You used to walk up home to Hampstead Heath and with the larks singing, you know. It was great, lovely, and then go to bed.
Like a lot of people say that they don't like jazz, or they don't know jazz. But see, jazz is more in mainstream than you think.
The reason there's no jazz played in the radio. That's what people don't know it. So that's it, you know.
Is that why the Jazz Festival in Derry is a good thing to get people kind of?
It is, yeah, to see live music being played.
Okay, so what's your advice then to people who are hemming and hawing about going to the Jazz Festival?
Go and see real live music.
Is there any acts locally that you would highly recommend?
Joe Layton, Gay McIntyre will surely be on. At his best, he's been played well for, in fact, nearly 40 years ago, he taught my daughter to play the recorder.
He taught
my daughter, Claire Jane, the recorder up in the local school.
How come my sister has never made it as a famous jazz recordist?
I do not know. She's too modest, baby.